So that's it. But it's all one hemshich. It's not two separate inyanim. I mean, you're a Yid, so you have to make a Yid. You should take what Yiddishkeit is. And once it takes what Yiddishkeit is, and you have the shaykhs with Yiddishkeit, then you can have a shaykhs with Chassidus. Without having the shaykhs with Yiddishkeit, Chassidus is not worth 2 cents. Not worth 2 cents. If you take Chassidus like a Kabbalah center, Rahman Islam, but Okashman mentioned, they take it totally wrong. At any rate, so the first achai is one of the kushel of the Rebbe. How can I bring another Yid closer to what the Rebbe wanted? What did the Rebbe want? So as Chassidim, the small Chassidim, they thought the first thing is that what the Rebbe wanted is he needs more people that are become his Chassidim. He needs more people that join the group of Chabad. This is again another small-headed, mistaken notion. What the Rebbe wanted is that people should learn Chassidus. When somebody learns Chassidus, Aliba de Emes, and he sees that there is such a thing as a Lakus, and there is a Lakim Chaim, and there is a Teres Chaim, and there's a Nishmas Chaim, and he learns all these things, then he'll become Chabad. There's no other way. That's be a tetzor. Not that is mitzad atzma, as a separate thing. If you make it into a separate thing, so you're missing the boat. That what Chabad is by us, the preciousness of Chabad. And this is Chabad, and the Rebbe, the preciousness of this. Because over here you have the chida of everything, the essence of what it's all about. So you have to go step by step. You want to jump 50 steps. Yay, the Rebbe is great. While he's smoking a cigarette on Shabbos. Did I accomplish something? Let's be honest. Yeah, there was a Yid, and then the use it with the Tmimas. He did it with the Tmimas. He was a Tinnik Shanish. And by him it was Takapur, wasn't huge in Toronto or whatever. He used to travel on Shabbos in a plane to hear the Rebbe blowing shofar. Such a Yid. He was a Tinnik Shanish. He didn't know anybody. So by a Tinnik Shanish, so it's a Tinnik Shanish. So we get honest Rahman Padre, so there is such a Messias. But Chatchila to make such a, but by him it was talking about the Zach. He didn't know any better. He didn't know what's right and what's wrong. And you had come become such a baseball player, whatever, the coach, whatever it was. I don't remember all the names. They became a kusher, whatever. But that it was more than a shaman. It was episode neshama zach. It wasn't hero worship. When it's a neshama zach, and you know the difference. It's neshama zach. The Rebbe wants every Yid to be a Yid. He wants every Yid to have a constant wake up and know what Yiddishkeit is. In order to know what Yiddishkeit is, he has to know Chassidus. In order to know what Chassidus is, so we have the Geburim of Lekutei Sichos and Yiddus Kodesh, etc., etc. And it is a negate to every single aspect of life. So in different words, what the Rebbe says in the Maimer Atit Tzav, it has to bother us that we're in goals. And the Rebbe explains that, why does that bring out more the real Mesiras Nefesh, the real thing, than the Mesiras Nefesh than there was in Russia? The Rebbe says, because over there it was the Etzem HaNeshama that wasn't much beyond the Koiches HaGluim, so it wasn't the full Etzem HaNeshama. In order for the Etzem HaNeshama to know when is I know that the Taka connected with the Etzem HaNeshama, that you connected with Yechida, is when it's Choder in every single level. That's the whole Arichas and Kuntasi Anash Chassidus also. Okay, we're not shaming. I understand we're not shaming, but there's something that if we learn this and we learn it over and we deal with it, we think into it. So we have to start waking up a little bit, not living in a bubble. I think it's called a bubble. When you live in a bubble, I'm fine, everything is good. Give myself a pat on the back. I even learned my Chassidus this morning, and I went to daven, and then b'chuli. And how did it express itself with your neighbor? How did it express itself in your surrounding? How did it express itself in b'chuli? That's a really different question. Okay, I'm not trying to put anybody down. Don't get me wrong. Aber as good is good, it's better. That's everything good thing that you're doing is one plus. It's another $1 in the bank account. It's another $10,000 in the bank account. But if you can have $1 million in the bank account, why should you be satisfied with 10,000? But of course, in Gashmi's bigger terms. The Rebbe taught us over here what is the Nekudas Hadrorim, what is the essence, and what is the central point of everything, what's going on here, what's going on in the cities. And we, through the sikhs of the Rebbe, through the letters of the Rebbe, we can connect to that, and we can live with it. And we have that ability. It's always trying to tell us, I'm not a Richard Masud, I'm not a Mendel Futterfras, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm a simple person, I'm an American boy chick of 20, 23. And what can be demanded? How can you demand anything more than that? I don't know. I think the Rebbe was, I don't think there was a bigger realist than the Rebbe himself. And the Rebbe demanded. So I'm just saying it in Grobelwert. The Rebbe said it in Edelwert. So it's the same thing. Okay, I'm too much. L'chaim. What are you doing here? You should be by a bracha for me. And the doctor, how about this? Gave him 3 hours. So they had no till then. I didn't know anything. A phone call out of the blue. That went crazy. I went to see Kois on the Rovi. Said Dylan the whole night. While I was saying Dylan, I remember that the stories that the Koyach HaTorah, a row of pastors, he can do things. So he walked in and prayed. He never told a story. So in the morning, I went to down, and I told him the fact of life. I told him, tell me if somebody has the capability of feeling something, is obligated to hear. Of course, he's obligated. Whatever you can do to help another, you have to do it. So, Magid Vorv Yaakov comes to be so the Abishah has the ability to do it. I want you to trust me, you have to hear it. It became white. That should have been sentence, not for us. We can pass it. He argued with him back and forth with each pair. Because if sucked in, it's not that just like K, which is take a shot on it. Okay, so I didn't give up, and him. I met in his house. We went to the Bezdin Shul. In the Bezdin Shul, there were three Dayanim. The Yom Alpha Brady, so all big fights. And I realized I can't tell them why I'm upset, because then I'll get the same reaction, but then like. So I told him I have a silly question, a stupid question. I know the answer is very simple, but I'm asking you just to answer, even though it's a stupid question, answer me. They said if somebody has the ability to hear somebody else, you can prove up the ability to hear. I didn't say that. It's a story with me. What do you think? The question is too simple. They said, what do you care? I'm asking you to please tell me if somebody has the ability to prove up the ability to hear. Back and forth, 5 minutes, back and forth. They told me, what do you want? I'm asking them, what do you care? I'm asking a simple question, and what answer is very simple. Give me an answer. Give me an answer. This is good. Give me angry. Make me go. Then in the middle of the fighting, back and forth, dying voice up. I saw that something is going on with them. So he went and whispered in the ear. When whispered in the ear, so I would explain to them what's going on in the ear. And I promise you, they became white like snow. So can't do it. Can't do it. Okay. Right. So there was another Yid with the Abbezen of the Bezen of the Show. I went to him. No. The Abbezen wasn't that. I didn't know that. Forget his name, Abbezen. So over here, I said, I see I have nothing to lose. If I ask a simple question, they'll say, it's kind of stupid. If I explain it, things. So literally, I broke down crying. Said, I'm not asking you to do anything. Just write, give me a letter of the psak and send it to the Rebbe. The Rebbe will know what to do with what you said. Just tell me what the after is, what the Torah passing is certificate. I explained to him everything I've had. So it touched him. Touched him, crying, touched him, everyone. Suddenly he went like this. And he started pacing forward, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, started pacing. And I couldn't understand what was bothering these people. What's he pacing the floor? What's so difficult? What's the problem? Pacing back and forth, right? And then he went, and then he said not before, but halfway after he was pacing for like 5, 10 minutes, I don't know how many minutes it was. So he went like this, and he sat down and wrote, and gave me a letter. So what he wrote, I understood was one. People should be inspired. If this psak is so simple, etc., it means we're going to abolish sickness in the world, because they can abolish sickness. You say we can abolish darkness. So what did you write? Well, the letter that in Shulchan says that even if Chai is sure, you're allowed to be in Chavashal. Even if a person should only live momentarily, you're allowed to be in Chavashal. Can somebody bears whatever amount he can live, and it doesn't contradict them. So, it's not that they have to make over here and have to change everything, have to break down the Gidret there. They should create it there, but whatever is possible, we have a that should happen. So 3 months that the doctors, what they said, Father of Hashem lived after that another year and a half, 2 years, or whatever, until he saw the last of his children getting married, having a child. Getting married and having a child. After the children, the last child got married to him. that then a short time afterwards. In other words, sometimes so our components over here in the letter in the back of Tilly. In other words, it's higher short. You have to follow Shabbos and that they still have to.
Well, they're both array trade things, they possibly whatever they want.
This is I'm just telling you a nicer job. So our components over here in the letter it says. In the letter it says that yes, what the Chassidische Farbrengen is something awful. And that's in Teva. The Teva, everything Rosh around, the Teva Tivriya brings everything a bit more mature. And they always meet, I couldn't go from Yisrael and Nikon. They were not going to make because they wish to want to world up in Teva, you have to deal with Tachtain. Once a deal with Tachtain, and that means that there has to be a Tivistic world with a limitation. Certain things within Teva, but they're even accomplished. Yeah. Nowadays, there's no steer for people live 120 or whatever. But the Chassidische Farbrengen was done. And over here we're talking about somebody had needed a refuah. The Chassidische Farbrengen was now the thing is this is talking about Teva and it's talking about Gash. We have the Chassidische Farbrengen moved on that it can even accomplish something which has to do with Teva. Even quite over there. We'll have that creating this mountain, with limited something. I will learn, I will think every day. Maybe right after Moed Ani, why did they give him back? And I was zeicher to hear something that is and that says exactly what the Eibusher wants from everything we Be machlit right after Moed Ani. What am I going to do today to make the Rebbe happy? What am I going to do today? That you give yourself, I'm not telling you how far you think, not a biggest button knows, but you start off the morning with the Moed Ani, and after Moed Ani, you have to be in the Shmasi, and the Rebbe teaches us what it means exactly. It's have to be in the Shmasi. Nishmasi, which is a chelik al-kadim ma'am, and the Rebbe taught us exactly what this neshama wants and how we should go about it. And I was thinking then also together right after Moed Ani, what's today? How today will go and we'll have more think is what the Rebbe would want me to do with Nishmasi the Rebbe sometimes. Everything, but the Eibusher sent this neshama down into this garbage place. Why does he send it down? What did the Rebbe teach you? Why is the Eibusher do that? To think for a few minutes, and you can think it even before Nigel. There's nothing. You don't want to think about the Rebbe before Nigel, even though you're thinking about absence and so forth. You're separated. You're saying this is delirium, this is higher than delirium, so you can't think about that. So okay, so watch Negabas. And then but better put it in your mind. Put it in your mind that together with the Moed Ani, the Rebbe explains the Moed Ani. What's the Moed Ani about? That brings out the very essence of my Yiddishkeit. And how to bring out the essence of Yiddishkeit and Koyel Mamish that should take through and conquer the Kreifas are brilliant. If you make such a chlorot by the Chassidische Farbrengen, even though it's already telling you, I'm real, I know what I am, I know what Danish can come. If you can pile a shinu in Gashmi, if you can pile a shinu in Tebet, if you say L'chaim, you make a chlorot, Kos can come where the Eibusher helps me want to do it, and only the Eitzah Hara, the Samach Mem, it's holding me back. Because why is he holding me back? Because he knows if Reuven, Shimon, and Levi, and every single Yid going to make it wake up tomorrow morning with that potato. How today am I going to live a little bit better the way the other one? And that's the technique of Gimmel Tammuz. That's what this Kasha still ever. I heard a story today that was a big shliach. He used to write the Duch to the Rebbe once every week. He had a lot of food. I used to get an answer right away. Then after his pools became bigger and it became busier and became this and that. And wrote to him only every 2 weeks. Once he started writing to Rebbe every 2 weeks, no more answers. You understand? This is an answer. 4 letters a month. Really saving the Rebbe time. Only have to send 2 letters. No answer. So he called the mosquitoes and he spoke to us. So the call was not a big one of the big school. Suppose he had channels, whatever. And he asked him, the answer very simple. When you had the couple of soil to write to Rebbe, you have to give it to. You have to write to the Rebbe. You're working for the Rebbe. You're shliach at the Rebbe. The Rebbe answered. The minute that you said you're too busy to write, and therefore I can only write twice a week. And you wait until you find some spare time in your busyness. So the Rebbe also said, I'll wait till I find some spare time to answer. So, I mean, there's nothing to that. I can tell you a personal story. I told you that mentioned. As a bocher, I was spoiled. I used to get a lot of that. After I got married, I was mavugel in the state of life. The story that I wrote to Rebbe. 1, 2 letters, 5 letters, 7 letters, not 1 letter. Not 1 letter. I can understand it. I decided this is the problem. Honestly, I said that to myself. You got so many letters in the room. Okay, some of them are protein, some of them are protein, some are suffering bottom. How much should you really study the letters of the Rebbe? How many of the voices of the Rebbe are you introducing into your daily life? The Rebbe wrote it. The Rebbe took from his precious time and wrote it. I said, I made a thing on that. I'm not getting any answer. So I decided I'm going to go through all the letters I got through. And take a notebook and write down the Hidor, each letter, what the Hidor was. Sat down and wrote that notebook with all the Hidors that came out from all these letters. And that I wrote to the Rebbe. Probably I didn't get an answer. How much did I actually try to keep? And did it permeate my life? Let's put it that way. Once I decided to go to a Bible that felt the same as I used to be, like I felt then. I know it's a human being in the physical world. And then I meant to be serious and for a while I kept. And 10 days, I was an Eretz soldier. Minimum time. And I got the package of 7 letters. You want to, when you're busy, you're too busy to write. Only when you're not busy to write. We make achlotas in our life. We think this is what we ever wanted. So yes, The Rebbe wanted everything. The Torah is big, and it takes through our life from. There's not one thing that's outside of Torah. Right? Everything is in Torah. So the Yitzhak comes and says, like the Gemara says, that it's too big, it's too hard. I can't fulfill the whole thing anyway. What does the Gemara say about it? Shaita. Somebody says the Torah is too big. I could never be able to learn it anyway. So why start? That's the shaita. The Gemara, the tipish. The Gemara called it. What did the Chacham say? Elmut halacha achas hayed, halacha achas mocher, and another halacha the next day. Put the mitzvah cheshbon golem. Then you're gonna get something. If you do one act every single day, do you know what that means? That means 354, 365, or whatever, 383 acts in the year, which add up. Put the mitzvah cheshbon golem. So the Yitzhak comes, I know the Rebbe wants everything, from out to top, from the when I wake up in the morning to buy the ani all the way to go to sleep, and even while I'm sleeping, there's a voice, there's this teaching, there's my more, there's sichah. Not to correct it. Budge! Move! What's this alphas? Why are you in a state of this alphas? I don't have correction, therefore nothing finished, only what comes with habit. Move! Start somewhere. If you're not going to start, you're not going to get anything. So do it with a double cow. Start with the double cow. Move up from one double cow to another double cow. What I could do, 10 minutes is too much. Whenever you say, I won't have come on in the whole time. Impossible. Whenever you say, think about the Persian. Just start with that. I'm just using one example. You're mentioning Hashem's name, you shouldn't be mentioning things. You're meeting a friend in shul anyway, you're going to shul, you're done with the meeting, etc., etc. What's the big deal if there is a little bit about it? So to one eat a day. So eat him a day. Give him a smile, make him feel good. Say a good word. Good word. You ever want to do that? You're meeting a yid, you see that he doesn't know from anything from left to right, you pull it fully. Try to introduce him. Hey, you want to learn something about your children? Or the children, you ever give us all kinds of saying. To try to do something what the ultimate of saying, the 10 of saying, which are cool. Move. When we started off, let's get out of ourselves. If we start moving, when we start thinking that until I make the total revolution, until everything is 100%, so nothing can start. That is the biggest picture possible. And that's not the way to ever work. And there has to be the proof, it's the effort, the cheshbon golem. The same thing is somebody that's already in Askonas, and somebody that's already in a Chabad house, and somebody that's already a Shaliach, and somebody that's already a this. The Arshluchim, which you see, Paris Mamish, the Arshluchim that, whatever, I'm not speaking about anybody, I don't know what I'm saying. But if a Shliach would think, what did I do today to be Malam HaShliach? That I have the title of Shliach of Shliach Shalom Christ. And the Rebbe in the last year, everybody's a Shliach. What did I do to him? And this has to start with the Moed in the morning, because it's part of why you start to be Nishmas. Somehow you want to call it cursed, or you want to call it blessed, whichever way you want. That's the B'chira Choshes. Somehow we are putting that matzah that we were connected with Lubavitch, and we heard about Lubavitch, and we saw about Lubavitch, and we saw about Lubavitch, demands, and we saw about all these things. And whether we heard it from others, we heard it from our surroundings, we grew up with it, whatever way it is, call it blessed, call it cursed, whatever way it is. But that's the Matthias Ador. We have to do something about it. Yes. It's not easy. The Rebbe wanted everything, because the Rebbe was everything. And it's Mashu Oiseh, demand it from ourselves. Each one according to his capabilities. Not that I have to be like a man of but that I have to be me. Like Buddha said many times. And whatever I could do, whatever I'm aware of, so that I have to wake up. That's Gimmel Tammuz, my friends. Gimmel Tammuz is the day, like it says in the verse of Kodesh. And the Torah spoke many times. The day in the shaman's hour. Go to higher levels of the Afghan imagination, what levels the neshama goes. And anybody that wants to schlep along, I call it schlepping. Anybody who wants to schlep along, anybody who wants to go along, elevate himself along, has opportunity. And there's a place that says how you have to have the opportunity. And that's what has to come out from Gimmel Tammuz. Okay. The right side, I don't know what else to say. That one is on Chaim. Yeah, you have anything to say to me? Say it.
You still have the notebook where you wrote down all the heroes?
Of course.
Yeah.
But it's always such a do I look at it often enough? Question.
Are you going to publish it?
What?
Parts of it. Well, you can publish it without your name. You never know.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. There's one could this in there.
Gotta read it like a Swedish name. Okay. No, anything. What time?
It's early.
10 to 12.
It's early. California time is still 9 o'clock.
What?
California time is still 9 o'clock.
That's not the point.
I suggest to same one with the story with the chitas. Yeah, the story with the chitas and His feet were not good. He couldn't walk properly, and he went to the Rebbe about and never told him to start learning chitas.
First of all, it's not It's not what they were actually did. I don't know. That's why I think it looked similar, but it was different. We have to use. I'm up. I'm stuck for life. I need one of the LA guys to push his buttons. And those buttons. Where's those buttons? Those buttons. Somebody's here, yeah. Fendi. The buttons got stuff. Rosh is asking for people to challenge it. Oh, no, why did they know? Whatever, ask me questions. Get him started. No, I don't Huh? Yeah. Dude, I don't Sure.
There.
No, does anybody have anything to say? Maybe inspired me a little bit.
We're all Yishbovanitska. It's hard to challenge you, Avishai.
Who said?
We're all causes.
Your cause is.
We have no care even the challenge anymore.
That's hepech of the whole dish of the Rebbe. How are you going to say who happened? What causes happening? First of all, the whole time, how does it start off? And this is saw by the Rebbe of the Rosh. Something I said already many times. The Rebbe taught 12 psukim, right? Or Hashbah. The series Hashem. That become Chayel Yavai. That's what the Rebbe taught. That's what the Rebbe spoke about. Now we know that one of the sages of Silas is in these 12 psukim. The Rebbe gave all the sages a bunch of. Somebody thinks into them. Somebody goes through them. It's all the sages read. Everything. Torah, Voida, everything. You know, one of the sages of Silas is simple. And he starts off with some. And he starts off with how could it be that tell me the question? How could it be that I would say the Rosh and he asks, he's not satisfied with the student. Rebbe explained why he's not satisfied with the student. Not satisfied with the student because that would also I'll do Rosh because there's different pollution. Like one pollution of the Rabbim is don't do things which will make you into Rosh. Not that if you did things that you're Rosh and don't think about stuff like that. It's one pollution, but there's other pollution in the Rishon. So according to those other pollution, there's no steer. So the Rebbe goes on to ask another question. Gam, you ain't a Rosh. That's how Tanya starts off, correct? So he starts off by asking a kasha and Maimon Chazal. Since this Maimon Chazal Kachuka is going to be a steer to Avodas Hashem, so it can't be. There can't be anything in Torah that's going to be a steer to Avodas Hashem. That's what you have to understand. What's Pshat in this Maimon Chazal? That's how Tanya starts off. What's that can answer the question? Okay, it's not said it from the Rebbe. The simple answer that the government steer is Kirosha, the Beinin. So that's a good answer for Beinin. Okay, Kirosha. Somebody that can tell himself that his wishes is a Beinin. So you have an answer. What do I do? Something like me. What do I do? Somebody that's a Rosh of the Emes. Say Rosh of the Emes. Nobody is a Rosh of the Emes, right? Nobody. That's somebody that's terrible. That's such a sheker. That's the biggest sheker that we fool ourselves. When's the last time you had to hear tshuva for a different period? When's the last time you had to hear tshuva for Lashon Hara? When's the last time we had to hear tshuva for? I don't want to go through the whole list. Going through my list. So that's the Rosh Hashanah. Now this Rosh Hashanah not only is not a Bein Halavai. This was a piston by the Chassidim Halavai Yebein. I say Halavai Rosh Hashanah. That's what I say. So have a hear the truth. I always make it wrong. Rosh Hashanah, I have to hear the truth. I always get it wrong. And I don't know when I make a cheshbon, I don't go for it. So what should I do with this question? If you can't serve the Eibush with something is wrong. So it's a setting the evaluates on that, but that says the answer to that question is something which is spirit of Simcha. So the answer to that is Perek Lamed Aleph, and Perek Lamed Daled. But the eye of the Simcha is that's on the book. The lower you look upon yourself, the more reason there is to be the Simcha when you're doing a mitzvah, you're giving a capability, you have a shlichus from the Rebbe, you have something to do, or you have something to accomplish, because that's the Simcha Nefesh. The ain Simcha G'deilim is that when a Ben Melech goes out of the Shivya, and learn and attach yourself to this concept that you're creating a Simcha Simcha does not mean that I give myself a pat in the back and I feel good about myself. That's above myself. Simcha means I did something which the Eibush sent me to this world. That's where real Simcha comes from. Simcha's never the goof is whatever it is. Never is whatever it is. Not that I can be satisfied with that. That's not what we're saying. But we're saying even though that is the matzah, you still have a job to do. You still have a shlichus to do. You still have a capability of accomplishing something in this world. So stop living in your self-centeredness. Since I can't be a tzaddik, since I can't be the big chassid, since I can't, never forget it. You can accomplish a simcha by Melech Malcham Lochem HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which ain't simcha b'deilah b'zul. That's what you can accomplish. And the worse you look upon yourself, and the more you put yourself down, the greater is the simcha by the Eibush when you're doing the right thing. Because at that point, your nefesh and the keys is going out of its blood, out of its mud. It's going out of its dirt. It's going out. It's going into a place where it wants to be. And this is the biggest simcha that could be. Start concentrating and making a simcha, which is the simchas Hashem. So this is it's a big concept in Chassidus. Tanya starts off with. So here comes along kids before the mitzvah. Simcha is a big concept. Where is the pasuk for simcha? In the top, where is the pasuk for simcha? There is a pasuk, right? Yismach Yisrael b'Yisrael. Here, Shekol Mishu Mizer Yisrael. You're talking to a 12-year-old. You're talking to a 6-year-old. You're telling him, where is your simcha? Simcha is Hashem Shesos V'Samech V'Yosef. That's the 12-year-old, the oldest, and the 6-year-old. You have a conflict what you're saying to them. You understand what you're saying? So the Rebbe, who was able to lower himself down to the simplest person, and he wants to bring all the concepts of Yiddishkeit and everything that's important, all the concepts of Chassidus, and all the concepts to Tzivos Hashem, to all the soldiers. So what's the concept of simple that we bring? So here's the big mistake. And this is what the Rebbe taught us. And the Rebbe said many sikhs like that. It's not my chiddush. Many sikhs, when the Rebbe spoke to kids, he said this before. Our problem is, I don't know what your problem is. My problem is that unless everything is like 100%, unless I'm exactly, I can start figuring I belong to this company of the big chassidim, so then I'm no good. Finished, kaput. Nothing I can accomplish. It doesn't have learning is nothing. My davening is nothing. That's a mistake that a lot of people. The shigoyin hagadlus, I call it. that everybody wants to, that thinks that only once I reached this. Yeah, I suffer from that too. So, how many stichas are different? When the little kid goes into the store and wants to buy a candy bar, well, it's that was ever happened. But he looks at the ingredients. He looks if there's a hechsher. And unless there's a hechsher, a big hechsher that he's allowed to eat it, he's not going to buy it. That's Simchas Hashem. How many times did you ever speak that when a kid, the other kid is jealous, this, that, but you have a better toy, you have better this, you do better on the test. And he says to himself, I gotta be fast. I'm not gonna let the jealousy walk off. That's interesting. That's a two and opposite role. Nothing didn't do anything. How many times did I ever speak a stick? That in other words, when we take the words, Shapiro should call me Shehu Mizeri So. Me, you, call me Shehu Mizeri So. Who's not Mizeri So? You don't have to be any but Draga to be a Zeri So. Zeri So is a fact. You're born by a Jewish mother. You're Zeri So. Zeri So. To call me Shehu Mizeri So, Yeshu Tzmech. The Simchas Hashem where's the deal that thing? So unless I'm going to change around Times Square that it become like the Kikkar Shabbos Yerushalayim, there's no deal with that thing. That's the same shit going about it. You walk in the street and you close your eyes when you're supposed to close your eyes. Or you walk in the street. And although today it's not a mitzvah, once upon a time, not too long ago, there's not even 100 years. I don't know there is 100. What? I don't know which year. I don't remember how the cheshbon. But there was the first mitzvah in America that they ever introduced. They wrote about it every year. They made a girl. Was Mishnah Balpeh. And it's written in a Yom Kama poem. And that when you walk in the street and the Chazal Mishnah is up there, it's okay, became the Chassidim today. Mishnah, that's for, I don't know what, but it has to be Tanya up there. Okay, well, that's fine. But you walk in the street and the Chazal is something up there. You're retired to Avir, you're changing around. That in New York becomes a little bit Adler, Los Angeles becomes a little bit Adler, this becomes a little bit Adler. That because you're walking in the street, that's dear b'tachtonim. You're making the deal with that thing. That's how Chabad started off in America. Those were the first Miftoim. That's the Simchas Hashem. You walk in the street and you could be talking to one of the table, you could be talking, but instead of that, you're chazing over a Maimon, you're chazing over a Sikha, you're chazing over a board from the Rebbe, you're chazing over a Heroy from the Rebbe, you're chazing over a letter from the Rebbe. That's Simchas Hashem. So what the heck are you talking about? About DACO, the coin, the causes? What in the world are you talking about? When the Rebbe is talking about causes, don't give yourself a pat on the back. I'm already where I'm supposed to be. You still got a job to do. Not talking about a causes that okay, I go to sleep. The difference between Atzlus and Rius, etc. Remember, I have to go into it. It's Gimmel Tammuz, my friends. You ever took the highest concepts of Chassidus, pared them down to the simplest levels. So everybody, even a schnook, can be part of it. But we have to make ourselves part of it. If we're going to go tonight, okay, Baruch Hashem, I was Yates in my discussions to the Rebbe, I sat by Farbrengen, sat 5 times for Chaim, had sat with their Chayat before this old geezer, and listened to his talk, so everything is fine. And now I can go to sleep, and I'm a bit chosid, and I was Yates already 50% of Gimmel Tammuz, and tomorrow, okay, I'll go to the oil, be Yates another 50%, and God. That's not. Gimmel Tammuz has to be that now it's going to be with the chesed every single day. Again, together with just like I have a chiyuv of Moed Ani, I have a chiyuv of Megvas, I have a chiyuv of Birchas HaShabbat. There would be the slightest titrate with Birchas HaShabbat. Slightest, just slightest is bonus. What am I saying with Birchas HaShabbat? Every single action that I do is a Baruch Ato Havaya, the Keinu Melech Ha'elam. I put on clothes, I put my feet on the ground, I walk. All it's the Baruch Ato Havaya, the Keinu Melech Ha'elam, the dear thing. If I do it, I put on clothes, I can go down properly. I look like a Yid, I'm a proud Yid. And I realize that every single tool that I'm doing is something that they should give me chayes. All the ways of this, how to do my situations, and everything's happened. You're not thinking properly. Just in last week's parsha, by Chalid. Last week's parsha by Chalid, the Mary says that every kind mitzvah of Chalid is to crazy about Zora. Whoever it is not the kind of might about Zora. So they're saying it's not the usual showiness. Might about Zora, crazy about Zora, usually about Zora. What's the new showiness? As if there was already an Avodah Zora Kayemis. Not that I'm creating Avodah Zora, there's Avodah Zora. So the Rebbe explained in short that Avodah Zora Kayemis is Olam has a Teva, nature. That everybody, the way everything looks and the way everything appears is the Eibishter. He loves his world, and he can do miracles, and he can do things. But then there's nature, and there's it has its system, so to say. And that is the real Avodah Zarah. That's the real Avodah Zarah. To look at the world as a Metzia B'nei Atzma, and not that they make no body. Everything's under the. That's what the Rebbe explains over there. So when somebody gives challah, so he shows that even something which is natural is only run by the Eibishter, so you have to be connected with the mitzvahs of the Eibishter. So you're acknowledging this of Olam Hazeh. That's the biggest Avodah Zarah that's kind. Nobody made it. It looks like it. That's how you're born. It's a beautiful sikh over there. Now I have a simple question of Kotzkash. Why is this talking by Challah? Why isn't this true by my solution, all the other mitzvahs? Why that by Challah? Why are all the podcast? When it comes to Meiser, etc., over there is a part, an ingredient, which is not dependent on me at all. It's out of my control. I have to put the seed in the ground, and it's out of my control. I plant a tree, it's out of my control. Yeah, I planted the tree, but what happens with the seed, what happens with all these things, so then there is, nature that's one level. Then there is a deeper level. By Challah, I bought the flour in the store. I bought the eggs in the store. I bought the salt and pepper in the store. Whatever else I put, whatever else ingredient I couldn't, whatever else. I need the dough. I put the dough in the oven. I lit the oven. I made the fire. Everything was in my control. We're not only dealing with nature as nature, that the scientists fear. The scientists have to go. That's the scientists of course. If they look at nature, there's one of the scientists called Mother Nature, so it negates that. No. And everybody that has a little bit of common sense understands that so many things that happen in the world, even though it's nature, it's run by the Eibishter. The Eibishter control it. The world doesn't control it. But when it comes to the ultimate Avodah Zarah, the klipa kosher Avodah Zarah, my mind, my feeling, my actions. Does that have to do with the Eibishter? There's me that doing. Now, was it literally everything from A to Z was done exactly the way my mind told me, my heart told me, my natural abilities controlled it. So that's me. That's already also because that's what Birchas L'Shachar is all about. Even you put on clothes, even you put on a hat, even you put on shoes, even if you're able to sit up and put your feet on the ground, everything is we do nothing. What do we do? The Eibusher doesn't want us to be robots. He gave us pure choshen. And I have free choice. They want to be in the cover of the kuz. They want to be in the cover of the kuz. Do I want to utilize these capabilities that the Eibusher has given me, and the Eibusher is mechayim, the Eibusher is literally controlling them? Do I want to utilize this to be in the cover of the Kedusha, to go in the way that the Torah tells me, to go in the way that the Rebbe told me and taught me and directs me? Or do I want to, right now on the rest, right now on the right now on the phone, right now this, right now that? It's the same Chochmah. Even Chochmah, the Klippa, is also there because the Eibusher wants pure Choshis. So he gives that also. Even when I'm doing Aveir, B'Shaz Aveir, it came on like Kalel. So yes, the Eibusher gave me a Chochmah, the Eibusher gave me a Regesh, the Eibusher gave me an ability, the Eibusher gave me koiches, and the Eibusher is giving me these koiches, and the Eibusher is giving me these abilities. Like this, that's because of Shachar. The Eibusher is doing everything, even the simplest, the socks that I put on, the pants that I put on, the underpants that I put on. That's all we're working with Eibusher. But I have clear chofshis. I want to put on underpants which are colored like a woman's underpants, or do I want to put on underpants and have it sneezed to it? I have clear chofshis in what I'm doing. My cover the Kedusha, my cover the keep. That's what it's about. And this Challah teaches. Challah teaches that even something that looks 100% my action, an understandable action, even that is number 8. No, that's enough. I had the free choice, but I wanted to use all these abilities. I can put on clothes and like this. I can put on clothes and like this. All come from the same thing. I can look over here. I can look over there. It all comes from the same creatures. I have the pure chofshis, but the disability they have to give me should be on the cover of the Kedusha. This is the other side. This is the other teacher side. This Rebbe gave us the way and the mahalach of how we can strengthen ourselves to constantly use the cover of the Kedusha, make it beautiful, raise it to my brothers, and spread it out. Okay, I have nothing else to say. Like Matzliach should be zecher to be emerson for sure, and the Rebbe should have an emerson and chesura from each one of us. No, mate, what's it?
Take two.
I wasted my whole night. What?
Take two. Say it again.
What?
The bracha. Do it again.
What are you talking about? There's Kumfenheits. Just to do it because I got to do it is going.
We answer in our hearts also.
What?
Answer in our hearts.
I said it. I expressed it.
Answer in our hearts.
In your hearts. That's Dvarim Shebelev Einam Dvarim. It has to be a component dibur. It has to come out into the oilom. It has to come out into the world. It has to come out into the dir tachtein. That's what it's all about. No? Aleichem shalom. This guy was in my yeshiva. Okay, I'm not going to.
You're not going to embarrass yourself?
Okay, goodbye.
Good to see you. How you doing?
Danish can come. I hit
I'm not a bluffer. Okay, I'll see you.
Go. You come over and you shoot to ask a question tomorrow? Okay. All right. Okay, I have to be in the oil at 2 o'clock. No?
What's in the oil?
What?
What's
What? Yeah.
What's there at 2 a.m.?
What's there at 2 a.m.? I'll be able to say the mind Rosh.
3 a.m. you can't?
No.
Why not?
Tomorrow there's no impossible.
It's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's special.
I don't take protection. I like to be myself.
I'm trusting you go at 3. I've been.
You're going tomorrow with our goat. You're going tomorrow with our goat.
Listen, you don't need me to Farbrengen yourself.
No,
And when you're Farbrengen within yourself, will have nothing.
B'shachar, we need talking points.
all over.
Over, no?
Yeah, but just left.
Have a car. Bouncer. The Wolf's house.
Somebody let me know.
Take one. Benji, come. Take him home. Take him home. Let Benji show you. Benji, come. Yeah, 1 second. No, just to get the. You take him home? Come.
Updated that. With the